So I think Coach is playing a little fast and loose with us when it comes to their full price retail bags versus their outlet bags. So I think we're going to explore that today. But before we get into it, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brandon, and around here you can expect videos on a variety of fabulous topics, including fashion, lifestyle, vlogs, and unboxings. So if that sounds interesting to you, please click subscribe and we'll get into today's video. If you've been following along on my channel, you'll know that I love Coach. Both the outlet and the full price retail stores get a lot of my business because I just love their bags, I love the quality, and I also love the prices. That being said, we do see a lot of very similar silhouettes at both the outlet and the full price retail at very different price points. And a few weeks ago, I unboxed a Rowan satchel from the Coach outlet in their newest color. I will link that video below. And I compared that bag side by side to the full priced retail bag, which is the Ruby Satchel 25. And I got a lot of comments from you guys saying how much you appreciated the side by side comparison. And I had a really good time filming that video. So over the last few weeks, I've been keeping my eye on both the outlet and the retail websites to see if I could identify any bags that I would be interested in doing another comparison. And after a while, I did see a bag from the retail store get promoted over to the outlet, and it was a bag that I already owned the outlet version of, so I was really excited to do another one of these videos. So the bag from my collection that I'm comparing to the full-priced retail version is my Coach Dempsey 22 in the signature Jacquard with the rainbow stripe. I picked this up back during Pride Month this year. It was my first Dempsey bag in this size, and I was really excited about this particular color combination because I thought it would be perfect for summer, and it ended up serving me well, and I absolutely loved using it. This bag's full retail version is called the Field Tote 22, and I have been keeping my eye on various versions of that bag. There was a black denim one that I really wish I had gotten my hands on, but I missed out on, and I am kicking myself now. But I'm glad I did wait a little while because one of the bags that I really loved from the retail Coach locations actually got promoted into the outlet to clear out their stock of. So here it is. It arrived over the weekend. I had a few items from the outlet that I picked up. If you watched my vlog from last weekend, you'll have seen those other two items. So this is, again, the Field Tote 22. We're gonna pop this sucker open. I'm gonna show you the color that I picked. So let's just get into it. All right, guys, we've got it unwrapped. This is the Field Tote 22 in the color Amazon green. It's got the horse and carriage emblem on here in this suede, I believe. It is mixed leather suede.
I promise I'm not as dumb as I sound. What I meant to say is that this bag is a mix between a refined calf leather and a suede. I know that suede is a type of leather, and I do not know why my brain does this to me.
Really beautiful color. I don't know if it's going to pick up true on camera. It is absolutely gloomy today, but this is a fabulous green color. I also want to mention, and you might have seen it in the unbagging, this did come with a very nice dust bag. I know a lot of you guys really like having dust bags. I display all my bags outside of them, so these don't get a whole lot of use except to just stuff the bag a little bit. So it did come with this. It also came with a web-strapped crossbody. The crossbody strap is a black and tan guitar strap with green leather accents and this dark metallic hardware. So let's get some items in this bag and see what all it will fit. Today I was carrying my Ruby 25 in the signature textile Jacquard that I picked up last week, unboxed for you guys. I carried this all weekend and I'm really in love with this bag. It is beautiful. I got a lot of compliments. And if you guys watched my vlog, I did have a lot of details about this particular silhouette and that it is coming back. So definitely check out that video if this particular bag interests you. But this is absolutely stuffed. So we're going to transfer some of these items over into the Field Tote 22 and see what all fits. All right, we're going to try and transfer these things over without me knocking everything onto the floor. First item is my work cell phone that can just drop in there. I've got this fabulous Michael Kors card case. My clip-on sunglasses, which I don't know why I'm still carrying these. It's not been sunny. My essentials pouch. I did pick this up from the Coach outlet recently. It is adorable. It is from the Disney Coach collab. Got my AirPods, notepad, my cat coin pouch, which holds all of my rewards cards and change, lip product, my vlogging tripod, which I carry usually only on the weekends, my mirror and a MagSafe battery for my phone, and some mints. Yeah, everything fits in here. I'm really surprised. It has more room to spare. We could get the crossbody strap on here. Let's see if it will actually close because there's a little bit of a magnet on top. All right, so the magnetic closure on top I think is mostly for looks, so it's definitely not going to close. But anyway, everything's in here. It feels great. I can tell we're going to have some things to talk about in terms of comparison. Again, this is what we are comparing it to. There are some differences between these two bags. Whether those are good things or bad things, ultimately that's for us all to decide, and we'll delve into them a little bit more. All right, so I apologize if this setup looks a little strange. This is the first time I'm doing it this way. I think last time I had it set up a little bit differently, but I think this looks better lighting-wise because it is dark outside. I'm not getting any help from the sun. So we've got these two bags next to each other, and as you can probably see, hopefully, there is a size difference, and so we're going to start there. The Coach Dempsey 22 measures 8 3/4 inches in length, 7 3/4 inches in height, and 4 1/4 inches in width. The Field Tote 22 measures 8 3/4 inches long, 8 1/4 inch high, and 4 3/4 inch wide. Now, there is very subtle size differences in the height. We're looking like this one is about a 1/2 inch higher. It has the same length here, and it looks like that this bag is just ever so slightly wider here. One of the most notable differences that I noticed unboxing or unbagging the Field Tote 22 is the handles are fixed onto the bag with these rivets here. They do not move, whereas on the Dempsey, they have a little ring here on the inside, so the handles are a little bit more maneuverable, and I think that is actually really nice, and I'm very sad that the Field Tote is not like that, because what you can do is you can tuck the handles inside of the Dempsey, and you have a little bit of a cleaner silhouette if you're carrying this crossbody, whereas obviously you're not going to be able to do this with the Field Tote because the handles are fixed. I think I already shared with you guys that the crossbody strap for the Field Tote 22 is a guitar style strap in a black and cream color with the Amazon green leather trim. and a dark metallic hardware. The crossbody strap for the Dempsey Tote 22 that I have is a thin leather strap with matching silver hardware. According to the measurements online, the crossbody strap for the Field Tote is 24 inches and a half full length drop, and the full length drop on the Dempsey 22 crossbody strap is 22 inches and 1/2. So it looks like you have about 2 more inches in a full length drop on the crossbody strap with the Field Tote versus the Dempsey Tote crossbody. As we're on the topic of size differences, the handles on the Field Tote 22 is a 4-inch drop, whereas the handles with the Dempsey say that they are 4 1/4. I do find that interesting because it feels like the Field Tote 22 has a little bit more clearance from the top of the bag versus the Dempsey. Now, they might be starting their measurements somewhere different, so I'm not quite sure how I take that measurement and if I would to believe it kind of at face value, but that's that for measurements. Now we're going to look a little bit into the interiors of the bag, if I can show you that well. So inside of the Field Tote, it's just a big open compartment. It does have a back zipper with the creed right there. In the Dempsey Tote, it is very similar, except it has the full zipper creed, and it also has a full-length pocket right here, which the Field Tote does not have. That is another interesting difference.
I also forgot to mention that the lining of the Field Tote 22 is suede, and the lining of the Dempsey 22 is cotton.
I think the only thing left that I can see to compare is the magnetic closure strap on the inside.
One eternity
Trying to get these stupid bags to close.
later.
I guess with a little bit of training, it will stay magnetized closed, but once you have anything in there, I just don't think that it's strong enough to stay closed. Both of these bags have feet on the bottom that match the hardware throughout the rest of the bag. There's some kind of assembly differences in these two bags just because of the design, but they are very similar in size. The feet are very similar quality, and I think that they are very similar. These are very comparable bags, and in fact, I would not say that the Field Tote is worth it at the full price. Now, as a reminder, the full price for a Field Tote is $495 US, whereas as far as I can tell, the full price for a Dempsey Tote falls anywhere between $150 up to around $160, which is what I paid for the Pride one. I do not see enough in between these two bags to justify full prices, nearly $300 increase for this bag. I think there are some arguments to be made that you're paying a little bit more for build quality or, material quality. I'm just not really sure that I would necessarily be inclined to make that argument, because I think that the Dempsey is actually a really well assembled bag, and the fact that it's not full leather, I think, is where you're going to lose some of that pricing and cost savings is going to be in the fact that it is a mixed leather and canvas. But when you look at the full price of this bag, I just don't think that it would be worth that significant markup. Now, I have seen some of the Field Tote 22s in different builds, different qualities, different materials rather, and I do think that some of those might justify the price difference between the Dempsey and the Field Tote, and it's also totally up to you whether you like the style. This center emblem on the Dempsey Tote is a little off-putting if perhaps you don't want the name of the bag right there. And all of the sizes of the Dempsey Tote have this, and I wish they would do away with it and come up with maybe a little bit different of a design. That might be divisive because some people really like this center emblem. Not a fan personally. I think if they were to remove it and maybe play around a little bit with the design, you could really elevate this bag past the Outlet and be a total competitor for the full-priced field totes, but obviously they're not going to do that because this is an Outlet bag. All right, so in conclusion to these side-by-side comparisons, scrolling through the various field tote 22s that I see and the different build qualities, assuming that they would all originally retail between $395 and $495, I think that, you know, the Dempsey Tote from the Outlet is a very, very strong competitor, and with its build quality, I think that the Field Tote might be one of those bags that is just not worth the markup. I did want to jump on here and do a little bit more comparisons just briefly. I know you guys have already seen this video, and if you haven't, definitely check it out. This is the full-priced Ruby Satchel 25, and this is the Rowan Satchel from the Outlet. I've already compared these, so I will save my breath and save your guys' ear. But when we're talking about these retail full-price comparisons, I would say that this Ruby Satchel is absolutely worth the markup. The leather quality, everything about this bag is absolutely justified for the price, in my opinion, compared to the Rowan Satchel, which I love, and it definitely has its moment. It's a different bag. These two things are very similar in silhouette, and that's why I compared them. But the price difference in these two bags is definitely justified, excuse me, based on the quality, build, all of that. Now, when we come back to the Dempsey Field Tote comparison, I do not think that this is a justified price difference, and I am not surprised that this bag ended up at the Outlet through their reserve program at the discount that it's at.
Editing Brandon here. I did want to let you guys know that I ultimately decided to return this bag. After watching all of this footage back multiple times as I'm editing, I realized that it just like wasn't worth adding it to my collection. I think that it is a very handsome bag. It's a very handsome color, but it's so similar to the Dempsey Tote, and the Dempsey has so many things to it that I enjoy more, such as the handles, the extra storage inside, that I think the Field Tote wouldn't get used in my collection. I mean, I love the color, but I think I would really like a bag in a different style in that color. So unfortunately, it's going to go back. I feel bad for unwrapping it, but I think somebody else will find it useful and hopefully love it for what it is.
All right, y'all. So that's about all I've got for you today. Definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of these two bags side by side. Which do you think ultimately is the best quality? I definitely know I have some opinions about that. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. Your guys' engagement really helps me stay motivated to continue making content, which I've really been enjoying doing. You can also follow me for additional content on Instagram and TikTok at BVPDX. And as always, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And until next time, I will see you later. Goodbye.